Happy Thursday. We're here. Got KIV, Triple M. Show's a little different today because we don't have as much football to talk about right now. We're getting towards the end of the old pigskin.
Is it just me? Are you like fucked up? Like my whole week is so not well. Like I have no college football. Yeah, we'll talk about Army, Navy in a minute, but I just feel like really off.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, I've been cold in college basketball the last 4 days, so it's like I'd like a break, universe. So hopefully today is the day that I get a little break. Just it feels, maybe it's the weather, maybe it's just like the seasonal depression kicking in.
I think you live in Louisiana. It's not like it's cold and dark outside and you're not getting your vitamin D.
You're okay, that's true, but it feels cold and dark right now in
your
Louisiana.
Soul, like in the deep dark depths of your college basketball soul. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, and a couple other college sports souls, but we won't go there. It's an adjustment period. I think that's what we all are going through right now. We're adjusting from football to basketball. We're adjusting to colder weather. We're adjusting to not having football for very much longer. It's the season of adjustments. So while we are on that note, should we roll into some college basketball?
I would like to talk college basketball, but I want to preface this, and this is something you and I have talked about before, but for anybody just tuning in, which I still need to retweet the show, so I'm going to get yelled at for that, I would like to preface it with this. I've told everybody before that I don't usually get into college basketball, and this has been probably the last 3 or 4 seasons. I'd have to double check. What happens is I always have a good college football season or a good NFL season, one or the two, very rarely both. And then college basketball, it's like late October, and I'm like, shit, I'm behind. I need to get caught up on college basketball because I love college basketball. But what I've realized is that it makes so much more sense for me to stay focused on college football and NFL, take some peeks at college basketball, see if there's some things that I like, spend a little bit of time on it. But until the conference play starts to come about, college basketball really gets put on the back burner. So fade, tail, whatever you want, but just know that I have not put a lot of time and effort into these games over the next couple of weeks. But in January, I got you guys.
And if we're going to be honest, if you're not fully invested in college basketball, you're not putting a ton of time into Bethune Cookman, NC State.
I can tell you right now with 100% certainty, Megan, I could not name a starter or player on either one of those teams.
Same. So on that note, let's maybe talk about a team or some starters we might know the names of. Let's start with the Texas Seton Hall matchup, which I actually, for once, feel smart. I got them at +2. It could just be a trophy that I get to hang in my lovely room here. But they're now -1. So we've had a nice little reverse movement in favor of me. I'm on Seton Hall, as I said. I like them +2. Texas, well, they have looked extremely, extremely good. Obviously athletic. Who have they played besides the Zags, right? And then you had, it's Timmy or Timmy. I think it's Timmy. It's got the E at the end, so I'm
Timmy. It's kind of like South Park a little bit.
Exact, Timmy. Yeah. He played against him. He was lighting up the threes, and then Seton Hall doesn't have a guy like that. However, it's a well-rounded team. Plus, they have a center who's 7'2", and I believe that Texas played a team similar a couple weeks, maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Lost the name. Who also has a center around the same size, and they had some really, really difficult times getting around him. Supposedly his name's Ike. I'm not going to say the last name because I'll fuck it up. But 7'2", he is a massive shot blocker. I'm on the Pirates tonight. Kelly, is this one of the ones you're against me on?
So I'm not saying I'm against you just yet. My concern initially was Seton Hall has been a terrible underdog at home, right? It's almost like that cheap underdog, right? It looks a little trappy. But there's some big money getting bet behind this. And so that kind of makes me a little apprehensive here with the Longhorns. Look, this Longhorns defense has been great. They're only allowed 55.3 points per game so far. But then on the flip side, you've got Jared Rhoden, who has just been crushing the boards, putting up over 17 points a game. it's been one of these days where, because it's new to college basketball for me, I am a little apprehensive. I just don't trust Seton Hall here. I'm a big Chris Beard fan from his days at Texas Tech. Everybody should know that by now. No disrespect to Kevin Willard by any means. I lean towards Texas here. I'm not sure I'm actually going to get to the window on any of these picks because the next one we're going to go over, I'm pissed because I missed the number. I was definitely against you, and now I'm really kicking myself going, guess I'm not going to have any basketball plays after all.
The next one, are you talking Kent State or are we talking Purdue?
I was actually talking Iowa State.
Okay, that one.
We don't have to skip. We can go in order of your rundown.
I'm sorry, what?
We can go in order of the rundown that you have.
Okay, I was just going off of the Barstool Sportsbook. So I had Kent State next, but I don't really need to talk about that one. They just need to play well, and as long as Detroit doesn't, because all they do is shoot threes. So as long as
Detroit Mercy, that's all you need. Is,
as long as they can contain them, make sure they don't get hot from the three. I think we cover the 6 there with Kent State. Next up on the list on the Barstool Sportsbook, you have Purdue at Rutgers. And it's 13.5 now. I got it at 12 this morning. This one, I'm not going to lie, a lot of stuff that I read said that this is this Rutgers number you can't pass up. You can't pass it up. You can't pass it up. Well, I personally can, because I feel like Purdue has literally just been on a roll. I believe, let's look at my notes. I think 90 points a game they're averaging, and they're only allowing 64 points per game. Meanwhile, Rutgers is only putting up 64 points per game. And I know that their defense has played well, but how long are they going to be able to really stop Purdue in that offense? I mean, Purdue just gets to 65% of how they've been playing.
Did we lose Megan, or did I just lose her here? Either way, I lost Megan on my end, so I'll finish this one up. I'm with Megan here. This is a lay it, don't play it type
Looks
situation.
Like we're having a little oh, I'm back. Where are you at?
Are you back?
You there?
Okay, good.
Yeah,
no,
I lost you too. You were.
I was totally agreeing with you here. In a lay it, don't play it, or don't play it type situation. I can't back Rutgers. The number one offense at this point, are you paying a premium? Megan got a great number at 12. 13.5, you may be a little late to the party. I think this is a better situation to try to find something in game. Let's say it's early, tied 10-10, 12-12, whatever it is, before Purdue starts to do what they do in the second half and pull away from these weaker defenses. I think that's the play, Megan. I think you're absolutely right here. And I shouldn't say that Rutgers is a weak defense, but they're not a top 50 defense in this situation. And I lost her again. She's going to come back. And I am going to I have a good Ethernet connection. I am plugged in, hardwired on my computer. I'm going to work on them. They got to get Megan a computer so that we don't have to worry about using her phone. But to kind of couple with the Purdue side, Purdue's been great against the spread. It makes it really hard not to want to back this team. But I do think at the current line of 13.5, you guys are too late, and I would not recommend playing it. I know Megan wants to talk about Iowa State. We'll see if she can't get back on here rather shortly. This is one that we are head-to-head on, and I am totally kicking myself for being late to the party here on the Hawkeyes. I liked them this morning, -4. I thought maybe we'd see some money come in on Iowa State, and it was exactly the opposite here. You snooze, you lose. I understand. Is Megan back? Yes.
I think I'm back. Sorry, guys.
No, you're good. I want you to talk about
getting the hardwired ASAP, and because we also have a DV that we're getting put in. So the technical difficulties should be taken care of very shortly. Sorry about that. My personal bad. I'll blame Louisiana. How about that? So yeah, Iowa State. Look, this one was tough because look, you have an undefeated Iowa State team. They're playing their in-state rival Iowa. Iowa has back-to-back losses. They did cover against Purdue, lost outright to Illinois. I don't know if there's really look-ahead spots at this point, but maybe that's why the Illinois game went the way it did. They were looking at Purdue. I don't know. However, And look, I got them at 4. It's at 5.5 now. So I'm not extremely happy with that line movement. Other things have gone my way today. So I guess this is the one that won't. But I really think that this Iowa State team, this is their test. I think they really want this one. Obviously, Iowa, back-to-back losses, it's hard to see them lose again. Do I think they lose again? No, I think that this could be like a 2-point game. This is ending in fouls. I think it's going to be gritty and grimy. But I like Iowa State to pull out the cover here at the +4. Was wishing I had the extra 1.5, but I can't be too upset about that.
Yeah, Megan, this is the one we are head-to-head on, and I was mentioning when you disappeared there for about 30 seconds that I feel the opposite. I waited. I thought we were going to see a 3.5, maybe a 3. I thought the line was going to come down, and I was dead wrong. It went too high. But look, this is my one concern about how these two teams play. Their opposite is in terms of adjusted tempo. Now, these are not numbers that I'm just pulling out of my ass. Ken Pomeroy does such a great job with college basketball. It's worth the $20 a year. And he has these teams basically polar opposites. Iowa is going to push that tempo, and that's going to throw Iowa State out of the rhythm. Does that mean it's going to equate to an Iowa State big-time win? It's not. These two are in-state rivals. They hate each other. You're going to get the absolute best game from both teams. But Megan nailed it. I was on Illinois. A buddy texted me about them the other night, and that was simply because of a look-ahead type of spot, laying too many points because that's how good Iowa's been. I feel like I'm a little late to the party here. So as much as earlier I said we were opposite on a couple of games, I'm now going, well, maybe I need to look at this just a little bit further. I lean the Hawkeyes here, but I think at this point in time, I'm going to be looking for something in game or at halftime, depending on where I see fit. I haven't watched much college basketball, and that's just the truth because, again, I haven't been focusing on it. So I'm excited to watch this game and excited to see Iowa State get beat.
It's such a nice pace, only by 2. I caught that, by the way. It's such a nice like change of pace from football to basketball for me, like as far as literal pace, right? Because during the pandemic, how I got by was horse racing, which it's like just go ahead and chop up some lines and go ahead and do those instead if you're going to bet money on horses, because it's the same thing. You're throwing money away and you're literally having a heart attack. However, I feel like college basketball, like it's like so lively, right? Whether like, football is lively too. But you're having the slower plays, you're having this college basketball is bang, bang, bang. And like you could be covering and then all of a sudden be like, for example, Air Force was looking great for me. And then they shit the bed last night. And I understand supposedly it was a public dog, whatever. Air Force had been shooting lights out recently. And then last night just was not the case. But
Megan, I agree with you. Our friend Adam Trigger literally texted me. I woke up early this morning. There was already a text from him. He goes, if we get one more blown lead in college basketball, and I'm like, this is college basketball. This is what makes you sick to your stomach. You need these kids to either make or miss free throws. You need these long bomb threes to get some crazy backdoor cover. I mean, even before March starts, it's just madness. They should just call college basketball madness because that is exactly what happens on a regular basis. And it is so infuriating. Yes, it happens in college football. Yes, it happens in NFL, but not near the frequency as in college basketball.
And not near the pace.
Absolutely. No, you're right. It is such a roller coaster ride within the game. And the good news is I feel like at least in college basketball, the refs tend to swallow their whistles a lot more. College football with the flagrants, with the targeting, it just seems like there's laundry all over the field on a regular basis, similar to the NFL. So you're right. College basketball is it.
They're letting them boys play, and I'm excited to watch tonight. I'm going to be texting you, being like, please, just let me have the 2 points, please. Could be the opposite. Maybe I just won't be texting you at all if Iowa State just for some reason blowing the Hawkeyes out. Real quick, let's talk about the Viva La Troops. We have a promotion right now. You make reading, so I make sure to get this right. Make a first-time deposit of $100. You make a single wager of $100, and that wager is matched and donated. So that $100, we're donating it. How nice is that? Holiday season, you got Christmas. Oh, like You got it. Donating is.
I love it. As the daughter of a jarhead, the Fisher House is one of my favorite charities to donate to. So really happy to work for a company that loves to give back. As you guys know, Barstool is probably one of the most giving companies out there. I don't ever see any other media companies donating money, raising money for small businesses like the Barstool Fund. So pretty excited to be a part of this one. My dad was pretty happy when I sent him the tweet, even though he doesn't know how to tweet. He was like, give him a thumbs up for me. So awesome to see
That's
that
super sweet. Give him a thumbs up for me.
He's a mess.
That's really cute. I think that kind of made my day. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, because on Facebook you click for a like, you give a thumbs up.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what he meant, but he didn't realize that on Twitter it's a heart. But same.
That I don't care. It's really cute. I'm totally into it. Thanks, Dad. We appreciate you. So let's talk about it. What are you thinking as terms of this game? Obviously we know Army can put up points. We saw that against Wake Forest, which I think I've referenced that like 49 times. And I'll probably reference it 20 more because I still don't know how that game was 70-55 or whatever it was. So what are you making of it? Obviously, a lot of people are loving the under, which is what, like 36 or something I saw, or is it dipped to lower than that?
34 right
34,
now.
Okay.
And it's crazy. Look, you have Army, who's going to the Armed Forces Bowl. You have Navy, who's staying home, right? Navy's been competitive in a couple of games. Army's been competitive in most of their games, including their last 4, Megan. This is a team that has won their last 3 games by an average margin of 28 points. So my initial thought is, let's look at Army because I'm terrified of the under. And I had my under note written down here. This is from my good friend Ralph, and he brought this up to me the other day. Army Navy, 15 straight unders. 15, right?
You sound like Lee Corso right now. 15
but that's what's
straight
crazy.
unders.
Like you just blindly bet the under, basically longer than I've been sports betting, and you're cashing a ticket. I think the bookmakers are tired of this cashing a ticket, or they're going to try to bait some money on the over. And that's what's interesting. The average total of those 15 games, 48.3 points. So now I'm going, oh shit, 34. That seems really low. Again, I'm not going to bet the over. Even last year's total was 37, and it went way under. Navy failed to show up. And that's what I feel like they do in this game lately. It's been Army or pass. It's been under or pass. I had a friend that asked me, because I always say, do not tease college football. What is wrong with you people? Do not tease totals. And he said, well, what do you think if I teased Army down to below a field goal and I teased the over? I don't love it. I wouldn't recommend it. But if you really got to get involved in this game and want to bet responsibly, I could see something like that. The good news is if you parlay at Barstool, you can move the stool. So you can move the stool.
We can talk about that later, too, with the Steelers game.
Absolutely. So that's where it kind of gets a little wonky here. If you're going to make me pick, of course, I'm going to take the under. And I'm going to lean Army in this one, even though it looks like some people have bet Navy because this one opened 8. It's now down to 7.5. We'll see. We'll keep an eye on this one. If this one dips down to a touchdown, that means that somebody far smarter than me bet Navy.
I saw Rico was saying he loved the over. And then I saw Katie Stats saying she liked the under. And Katie is like a super sharp whenever she does her research, which is why they call her Katie Stats. So I'm curious to see. I think it's like just a battle of, I don't know, of numbers, because I guess it's just over it. Like I have no say, because I feel like it's if I say it's going to go over, the total, I mean the score is going to be like 3-10. If I say it's going to go under, the score is going to be like 30-25. I don't know. I feel like I don't want to put any bad juju on the troops. Y'all go out there and just play. I hope everyone has fun.
Everybody has fun. There you go. And Megan's giving a thumbs up for the over. It's
like Dad.
I think, look, some of the guys in the comments, and this is exactly what I think the general consensus is. Look, Army has been so dominant. Everybody thinks Army's going to roll, and this is going to go over. I wonder, again, if they're either looking ahead, which they shouldn't be, or if Navy's cashed it in for the year. Last year, it sure looked like they had cashed it in for the year. And that can mean one of two things. It could mean that Army is going to put up a ton of points and it's going to go over and get the cover. I vote you bet on it. Go open a Barstool Sportsbook account. Put $100 in, because of course you should, for the troops. And Make a nice, responsible wager on my NFL best bet instead.
Do that. It's perfect. Perfect.
As long as you have to bet it by what, Sunday, I believe?
I believe so, yes. I think that's the only thing I did not write down about the promo.
December 13th. What is today? The 9th?
That would be Monday.
Yeah. So as long as you bet by Monday Night Football, goes to a good cause.
You cannot beat it. Let's take a quick. Do you want to preview Arizona Bowl and Money Shots Bowl? Do you want to wait till next week? Do you want to just talk about the game tonight?
We can talk about the game tonight, and then if we have a little bit of time, we can kind of talk what our plans are for the Money Shots Bowl and as well as the Arizona Bowl.
Okay, because as far as that line with the Money Shots Bowl, give me like a week and a half to figure out if I even have a team that's playing. I mean, we don't even have fucking Kevin Falk anymore. So, I mean, just everyone's leaving.
I do feel bad. Brian Kelly's running off half of Megan's favorite, including the coldest. She's very sad about him. He could have been a lawyer, Megan. He could have been going to law school at LSU, and now, he could have been just like our good friend Westy.
Of course. Do you hear that, Westy? You are the president for DeColdest Crawford. Okay, so we said we're going to talk about the games tonight. Steelers, Vikings. Steelers are plus 3.5, I believe, still at the Barstool Sportsbook. I did an alternate spread parlay. As you said, we can move the stool. So I have the Steelers plus 10.5, and I have the Ravens plus 7.5. So it's my weird shortcut kind of to do the right way to tease these games, if you will. So I don't think this game is going to be a blowout by any means tonight. I feel like it's a coin flip. So I thought that 10.5, as I said, it is plenty of points for the Steelers. They've hung in there every single game. I don't see why they wouldn't do it one more. Plus, I think the Vikings won't have Cook or Thielen tonight. I'm not positive on that. But, I mean, those two names are marquee names for the Vikings. Also, it's primetime, right?
Primetime Kirk Cousins, and that's where I'm in this glass case of emotion, right? I feel like the Steelers are a little bit of a square dog. And let's be honest, whenever the Ravens and the Steelers play each other, they beat the snot out of one another. I also tease the Ravens. I have them plus 8.5, and I am terrified that that's still not enough points versus Cleveland, which is a really interesting, right? Because so Cleveland played the Ravens. They had a bye. We'll talk more about it tomorrow, but I do like that second leg. I'm a little concerned here with Pittsburgh, right? So you have the Vikings who have led by at least 6 points in every single game they've had this year. And it all kind of relies on that defense and what ends up happening. Now, I love this defense. I think that they deserve a little bit more credit. We spoke about this. I thought Kirk Cousins deserved a little bit more credit, and you brought up some damn meme. But on the flip side, here you are. Minnesota's covered just one of its last 10 games as a favorite. Minnesota in prime time. Minnesota just lost to Detroit. What does that do for you?
They fucked around and won a
game. I'm not a professional athlete, but if my team just lost to Detroit, I would be in the locker room breaking things, Megan. I would be shoving my teammates into a locker going, what is wrong with all of you? How did that happen? I'm not going to blame Kirk for that one. I'm not even going to necessarily blame the defense for that one. I'm pretty pissed at the love of my life, Coach Zimmer, for that one. I like the under tonight, so that is why I think it correlates with your Steelers in a teaser because points will be at a premium. I made this game. Let me look as I just had it and now I closed that browser. I made this game 28. Hear me out. 21. Yes, that goes over the total. I think that the numbers here are a little skewed. Both teams having played hard fought, ugly games on Sunday, short week. This is just so you know, how do I put this? I don't break it down whether it's a Thursday game, a Monday night game, a primetime game. I break it down as, and if this was a Sunday game, would I play it?
Right.
If this was a Sunday 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific kick, I would bet the under with a lot of money. Because this is a primetime game and because of all the things that I just listed, I don't love it as much. But I think that this is going to be one of those type of games where both teams are exhausted. Both teams are going to make mistakes. Pittsburgh defense looks a lot better with Watt in the lineup. I think that also bodes well for the under. So I'm going under 44. And like I said, I think that goes well with your Steelers leg of your teaser.
So Kelly likes the under. As I said, and as Kelly mentioned, Barstool Sportsbook, you can move the stool, which is super duper cool. I have essentially made a teaser, but it's just an alt parlay with me moving the stool. So under Steelers plus 10.5. Those are our two plays for tonight. As far as the Money Shots Bowl, Kelly and I will be in Houston. Not just me, not just her, but together. The Money Shots team will be together in Houston. We'll be absolutely killing it, asking questions, getting some hot takes from people around us. If you're there, please make sure to find us. We would love to talk to you and love to ask you what you think about LSU and what they've done with their program thus far. Does Brian Kelly look healthy? Just
Brian
things,
Kelly look healthy.
just things of that nature.
Listen, we all know he's not going to be in the gym as much as Coach O. You're just going to have to get over that.
Coach O is a boxing trainer. He saw like every day. Like he was he liked to just hit things, and probably in other ways too. But we won't talk about that.
Okay.
And then as far as the Arizona Bowl, Kelly and I will be there again. So there's going to be a ton of things going on there. So hopefully we'll see you there. I don't know about you, Kelly, but I'm leaning towards Central Michigan here.
Yes.
Plus the 8.5 Chippewas. I watched them play. They played my Tigers. That was one good win we had this season. One of them out of 5. So really happy with that. So go Chippewas is what I'm looking at as far as the Arizona Bowl is concerned. Also, I'm just really excited to go to Arizona. I've never been. I'm kind of a hick, if y'all didn't know. And I'm excited for Kelly to show me around.
Well, there's going to be a lot of pissed off people in the comments because Tucson's not near as great as Phoenix, aka Scottsdale. That's why I was like, maybe we take a little road trip up the next morning, super hungover, go watch Notre Dame play. We'll see if it works out as well. I love Arizona. It's one of my favorite places, but sorry, Tucson lovers. My best friend Tim went to school at U of A, and he and I argue on a regular about Tucson. I'm also on Central Michigan. Megan, I already bet them plus 9.5 at the Barstool.
Okay, girl.
That was last week. This is a Boise State team I don't want to give any disrespect to whatsoever, but I did not think they were 10.5 points better. I realized the number was on the move. I went ahead and locked in 9.5. If this dips below a touchdown, I might be looking for a middle here because that is where I made Boise State. This is a Boise State team who has owned the MAC. We all know how bad the MAC is historically, right? And there's going to be a lot of talking heads that talk about how bad the MAC is in bowl games. And so I don't really try not to buy into that too much, but it's something to look at, right? I've told you before, SEC teams are always overvalued in bowl games because people see an SEC team playing a Mountain West team and they're like, no way, right? And then all of a sudden that Mountain West team springs the upset because maybe the SEC team didn't really care about being there to begin with. So Those are the type of things where for certain programs, that's a big name opponent. And for other opponents, like for example, when I tagged you in Chris Kleiman, K-State's head coach, and I was like, God, we got to get him better about the trash talk. Like our coach is really nice. He's like, we're really excited to play a team from the SEC and their great football program. And you guys are like, fuck me, we have to play K-State. Like that's the kind of attitude, right? Where the hierarchy and the locker room is. And look, have they announced if Brian Kelly's going to coach in the bowl game?
I don't know. Supposedly he's going to have some influence, but I don't even know who's going to be throwing the fucking ball for our team. So, like, what is it? Like, I obviously I'm going to bet LSU not at all.
He was only worth 2.5 points. The current line is a pick 'em. I think it's going to be great. But I am very excited.
It should be great on your end. It should be. You fucking asshole.
Listen, I have been to 2 K-State games this year. I am 1-1. I am not holding my breath because I'm 0-1 in Texas. There's a stat for you. So that's got to make you feel better. Cherry picking those stats. I think it's going to be a really great time to do both back to back. So yeah, if you guys are going to be at the Arizona Bowl, let us know. Here in all sorts of events. And our lovely producer, Jack, was just telling us that there may be even some live events to watch some of the other bowl games, as well as maybe he'll come to Houston with us. We're going to find out.
Maybe. Just as long as you see Kelly, hand her tequila.
No, I was going to say, as long as Jack is there to babysit us, we're going to be just fine. No tequila for Kelly. Seltzers only, please.
Don't listen. Okay, that is our show for today. It's Thursday. We'll see you guys again tomorrow with some more college basketball. We'll talk about NFL this weekend. Probably not as much college basketball, more NFL, because, we want to soak that in while we still have it. So yeah, we'll see y'all tomorrow. And really quickly, if you want to get a beanie this week, no hoodie, a beanie, head on over to the Barstool Sportsbook. Opt in, place a only $30, man. $30 money line play on the Rams this week.
I love the Rams.
All
I know we're going
right.
to talk NFL tomorrow. I have a underdog that I'm going to give out on video as a best bet as well. I do love the Rams. Also, excellent teaser spot to go along with your Ravens there, Megan.
That's what my husband did, but I don't. His bets are his. These are mine or mine. All right, so we'll see you
relationships are hard, Megan.
They are. You know about that. But again, I'll get to meet yours very soon, except I have already met him on FaceTime. All right, see y'all tomorrow. Have a great day. Hope you win all of your bets. And
go Hawkeyes.